Hey guys, welcome back to our Nitro-Fueled commentary. Polar took so long contemplating his next move, he suddenly turned into Ripperoo.
Oh,
okay.
That can happen. That can happen depending on how long people wait for our videos.
I know, right?
Oh wow, that's actually a pretty seamless transition. Nice.
Oh yeah, this is pretty much how they always did in the original game. Like, all the hub worlds are connected. Oh yeah, by the way, time relics are back from Crash 3, and they pretty much work the exact same way they did in the original. Back in their debut, you basically go through a race. You basically have to race against the clock and break as many time crates as possible. But honestly, that's something. Again, that's another thing I can elaborate more on once we get to our near the finale of the overall.
Look at that mug.
Hey, Oxide.
Okay, that's definitely new for Nitro-Fueled. Just the giant head of Oxide just looking down on you and just. Why don't we race him now?
Wait, 4 boss keys?
Oh.
Yeah, there's
wait.
there's only 4 major hub worlds, not counting Gemstone Valley here.
Oh wait, so I'm confused here. So this isn't the second hub. This is like a main central hub for all the other hubs.
In a matter of speaking, yes.
Gotcha.
Now we go to our second area.
So I'm assuming those are the gem cups at the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
in order to fully beat this game, you do have to go through all those gem cups, and that's honestly how you unlock some extra goodies like alternate costumes, as well as a character I will not be showing off in this commentary, Fake Crash. Which is honestly a shame, because honestly, I found myself really liking playing as him lately.
Oh my god, you know what this voice sounds like to me?
What?
It sounds like Mr. Krabs' singing voice from Just a Greasy Spoon. Fries! We'll be fries!
Actually, now that I think about it, because I make the joke about like his voice sounding different. I think in the original, Clancy Brown did sound different for Uka Uka, like it wasn't like how he was in 3. But I'm trying to remember what it sounded more like in there.
Guess we'll have to watch to find out.
I see now. That would be weird. Yeah, that's like the standard.
Yeah. For a game like this, I just think using the buttons for acceleration just makes more sense. So yeah, welcome to our second hub world, which is basically a Mayan temple with all sorts of wonderful history as well as a theme park.
Tiger Temple. Okay. So I was in this. What else was this? Yes, Ripper. You're going in there.
Sure, why not?
Ripper. Well, why not? So I was gonna say. So are there any like interesting things to find in the hub worlds apart from level entrances?
Nah, the hub worlds are really only just there to host entrances to all the races. That's pretty much about it. Like,
Well,
honestly,
I was about to say, there's also a few arena areas that you can play as well. Which, spoiler alert, you also need to beat those 2 in order to get everything you need. But we can also cover those at later points.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Oh, go ahead.
all I'll say is that as far as Crash Team Racing is concerned, it's pretty obvious that they built their inspiration off from this off of Diddy Kong Racing and its adventure and its whole adventure map setting. Though the only major difference there in that game is that, well, aside from obviously all these doorways that lead to all the racetracks and all that stuff, there was the occasional golden balloon that you could collect to build up your tally. Here, not so much. It's just, again, all the hub world really has is just the portals that lead to the races, and that's really all she wrote.
I was gonna say, it's funny you brought that up because that's what I was thinking of. I was like, I really wish I could find another racing game that really had a hub world like Diddy Kong Racing's, where there were secret things to do in the hub worlds. Like you could like race, the elephant dude. You could like go around and find secret entrances to new levels and stuff.
Pay close attention to this wall here.
Pop!
Whoa!
It's a shortcut with a whole bunch of Wumpa boxes.
But only if you throw a projectile at it.
Yes. Either, I think a shield or a beaker will blow it up. Oh, and missiles as well.
And it does close back at the start of every lap.
Yeah, they don't want to leave it open for everyone to take advantage of.
How are you, by the way, Jordan?
I'm doing fairly well. Just watching Ripperoo racing with style and with his feet.
What's your opinion on the deranged marsupial?
Interesting, I'll give you that, and his laugh.
Do you? Okay, so it does look like you can either, kind of like in Mario Kart, put items behind or in front of you.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. Though it's not quite as freeform as Mario Kart does. Like you can't hold it behind you indefinitely. You're gonna have to press the button and it immediately pops out.
Fair. Are there, Jordy, what has your experience been like with Crash Bandicoot in general? Because I don't think you were with us for any of the Insane Trilogy.
No, I wasn't. Although, I will say, the past week, Steve and I have been marathoning, more specifically Crash 2. You know, your guys' commentary of Crash 2.
Yeah, we just finished the Crash 2 commentary. We might do 3 at a later point, but... Huh?
I was gonna say, I offer my condolences for all of the puns that Matt made.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's fine. But anyway, this is definitely a childhood favorite of mine and my brother Aaron's back when we were kids. Like, I love how wacky it is. I love, I just like the style of the game, and I'm trying to think what it is about this game. Like, it could be the
No, I was just reacting to the fact that it's just as Uka was popping up, Ripper just looked the other way.
It's like, wait, who did it?
It's like, I'm over here.
Yeah, anyway.
So sad how good of an actual impression that was.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, but it is, because this is how Uka is. Anyway, back to you, Jordy.
Anyway, I think what I like most about the Crash is not just the gameplay, but I think it's like the music and the characters as well. It's just... I haven't played much of Crash myself, nor am I really a dedicated fan, but this is definitely something that I do like to go back to, at least once in a while, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I getcha.
I just don't know what Electron is meant to be.
I think it's like a futuristic...
Yeah, it's futuristic, and I do believe it's loosely based on the, Crash Nitro Kart level, Electron Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, as a reminder, pretty much a good chunk of Nitro Kart content is in this game, including the racers and the tracks.
Only downside is that for the sake of this commentary, you're not going to see any of that because the adventure mode only focuses on, well, CTR, because that's pretty much what they're taking cues from.
Well, I'm glad to see that they include plenty more stuff beyond adventure mode, like more tracks, and as we see more characters will be appearing.
Oh yeah, the Grand Prix stuff.
Yeah.
Which, as of this commentary, hasn't started yet, but basically how that goes down is that, as far as I'm aware, they're treating it almost exactly like how Mario Tennis Aces handles its whole tournament stuff every other month, where basically you have this bar to fill, and you fill up that bar with Nitro in this game's case. The more you fill it up, the more rewards you can earn, like multiple characters, skins, carts, and all that jazz. And while that may seem a little daunting at first, it should also be assured that after the Grand Prix is over, anything you weren't able to collect in the Grand Prix mode will be shifted to the pit stop.
So then you have to get coins, which you guys both found out scientifically that online is really the way to go if you want to get coins.
Yeah, as a bit of a precaution, first off, you do need an online connection to actually get the Whoppa coins, which I think is pretty dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
And that's also a matter of, when you're doing single player, it's not like you barely get any, but you only get them in spurts of like 20, 30, maybe 60 if you're lucky. Online, you could very well get into like the 1 or 200s.
Well, even then, that's like a whole randomized mechanic in itself, because it doesn't happen all the time, but basically in certain hourly intervals, the amount of Whoppa points you can earn like jacks up to the hundreds, whereas every other time it's basically procedure as normal.
Yeah.
But all things considered, I'm honest to God convinced that they were originally going to consider adding microtransactions to this game at first, considering how somewhat piecemeal the coin distribution is in this game.
Also Activision.
Yeah.
It's in Activision. Though I guess by some miracle or something to that effect, they dropped that whole thing, and well, you don't have to worry about microtransactions, but you still have to worry about getting the coins by themselves. And well, I mean, not to say that. I mean, if you're going to be playing this game like very religiously, it's really not that hard to get enough coins to get a good bulk of the prizes. It's just that, well, you got to be dedicated.
Oh, also, here's a key little detail. Whenever a character has, like, a special costume equipped, they actually have a unique victory animation associated with that costume.
Aww.
She uses all that super speed just for gloating.
I do love the whole up, 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 up.
Yeah, it's so
cute. To sleep. So, what are you going to tell us today, Aku Aku?
In order to breathe, bring air into your lungs and then exhale. Then repeat until you find that you are able to maintain proper motor functions.
Yeah, it worked.
Joke all you want, Logan. If you didn't get all this tutorial stuff from Aku Aku in this mode, you're pretty much going to suffer playing through this game in multiplayer.
Yeah. Also, if I could say real quick, the decals, some of them are better than others. I love how Koku's just has her have, like, the most sassiest face.
Tiny!
Tiny! Yes, you are.
Tiny wanted cookie.
You don't get a cookie.
That was just a mean thing to say right there, Jordan.
Oh my god.
You had to go there, didn't you?
That's a horrible misrepresentation of my character, and I'm gonna go to the nearest courthouse and sue.
Do you think we can sue? Do you think we can sue Engine? I think we should sue.
You know what? Wouldn't it be something if at some point one of the character costumes that you can get down in the Grand Prix was based on his appearance in Titans?
I would love was saying I would love if some
like maybe
skins
not
were
like
all,
outright change him into like a Siberian tiger, but just like the same outfit.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because one of Tiny's alternate costumes you can get from the pit stop is literally a general costume. Which is honestly the closest thing we have to that, calling back to that.
I'm just saying, I would love if later on, if there's, oh god.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Tiny didn't think that through.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, you didn't time the jump off the ramp, which that is something that, like, a lot of shortcuts in this game, like, they do take a little bit of timing and finesse to get compared to how they were in the original game.
Also, I'm going to say this right now, ladies and gentlemen, this was before I knew about that other shortcut you could take in this level.
Well, you'll have to do your best.
Oh yeah, that one's a lot more riskier.
Riskier, and it's also gonna have a lot of your friends give you the stink eye for it.
If you ever get it, and they're like, really? So, but yeah, no, I would love if at some point they have something where, like, they bring back, like, all of those, for all applicable characters, everyone has that Titans model brought back.
Yeah.
What else? Then there is, nice. So then what else is there? We know that characters that they have planned for later are Tana
and the Trophy Girls.
Oh, nice.
Which I know Mono's very giddy about.
Dude, the Trophy Girls appear. Oh, James,
no!
I told you once, I've told you twice.
Tiny wanted to get good shot for
promotion.
But yeah, just to go off what Logan's saying, yeah, like the first Grand Prix is gonna have Tana and the Trophy Girls, and they're all separate characters, by the way. They're not like skins of each other. The second pack is going to have Baby T, the little dinosaur from Warped, as well as, to complete the whole trifecta of stealing from Mario Kart, Baby Crash and Baby Coco.
Aww.
Why not Baby Cortex and Baby Entropy?
That's exactly what I said.
They have models for them.
Oh, and the third pack has some random purple guy. I think his name was like Spiral or something.
Spiral.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
It's probably some sellout that just got his model in here.
I was wondering why just out of random Tom Kenny and Greg Berger were on the cast list of this game's credits.
Which pretty much guarantees that Ripto is going to be one of the characters in that Grand Prix.
Oh, of course.
Tiny Doberman.
I can't get over that, Tiny Doberman.
I just like the idea of being like,
Tiny wanted to get promotional shot to be put on box of cereal. Follow famous idol Tony in
Poor
glory.
Cortex.
is what I was trying to make a reference to. I keep thinking Crash is dead, but he's just kind of sleeping.
No,
he's just napping. That's another thing I will say. I do love
Tiny's
a lot of...
Tiger Flakes. Can I just say real quick? Tiny's Tiger Flakes. They're ripped.
Anyway, I do love, like, all the updates that they made to the character animations. Like, for example, Coco actually has a victory animation, as opposed to just standing there.
Yeah. About a good half of this game's characters roster does have much more expanded animations than before. Like Coco, Polar, and,
I'd say Pura does, too.
Oh yeah, Pura does too, which I'm surprised I'm surprised that Jordy didn't squeal at when that happened.
Yeah.
What didn't I squeal at? I'm sorry, I zoned
Pura's
out.
victory
Dial.
animation.
Yeah, when he was hopping.
Yeah, back in
around.
the first part.
Dango.
Oh, I
Prancing
guess I
around.
missed that and it flew over my head. I'm so sorry.
How do you miss Best Kitty?
Listen. Oh wait, no, I did see it. No, I did see it. I thought it was
Yeah,
cute.
when
I didn't say anything about it because I was just like squealing internally. I was like, "Aww." I'm sorry. It's been a long day and it's hot, so I'm a little tired.
It's okay.
You're fine.
Oh yeah, by the way, in earlier versions of Nitro-Fueled, they didn't give Dingo Dial his tail. By popular demand, they gave it to him.
Oh yeah.
Hooray!
I was about to say, to be fair, didn't he also not have a tail in the original game as well?
Yes, he didn't have his tail then and there. And I guess now that we have the insane treatment, it's like it feels awkward to just have his tail just be shoved into the cart. So let's have it out in the open.
Oh, and actually, speaking of that general outfit, I see Tiny Tiger's wearing it now.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is.
We'll see it
All
back
the
later.
CPUs in the adventure mode will have like all their costumes that you can get from the pit stop.
Which I like that. I like that it shows them off, A, so you can see which ones you would rather like to have them be equipped with, and B, which is great, you know, oh god, which is great. Also, it just adds for nice variety.
Of course.
Looking around, I do think that it's cool that you can see, like, how they use some of the models from the Insane trilogy kind of scattered throughout the tracks.
Oh yeah, no, like the track artistic direction overall was greatly improved from the original. Considering like in the original game, you didn't even see Dingo Diner over there, which is a callback to Crash 3. I know there's a couple others I could list, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Like, I know Coco Park especially benefited from it.
Oh yeah, no, like all the just to show just how much of an egotist Coco really is.
Oh, and all the giant statues. Anyway, I'm liking the track designs aren't too bad. Ow.
Ah!
The track designs aren't too bad, and I like the. It all looks very smooth on the PlayStation 4. Oh god, it all looks great on the PlayStation 4.
And I will also say, like, for those that would rather play this game on the go, I do think Nitro-Fueled works just as well on the Switch. Like, honestly, aside from the slightly longer loading times, I'd say the game's almost one as good.
And unlike another racing game, all cutscenes and intro sequences are remaining intact.
Yeah, I still call bollocks on that whole thing.
For reference sake, Jordan, we're referring to the fact that Team Sonic Racing doesn't have its opening cutscene in the Switch version.
Oh, that sucks.
It's dumb.
No, I call that ricing.
Actually, if I could make a quick little bit of personal history, before this game came out, whenever I kept hearing Dingo Dow in the clips, like, it is still Fred Tatsior, there were some clips that made it sound like, wait, did they get Maurice LaMarche to voice him?
Nah. Oh, is Embryo in this?
No, he's not.
Yet.
I would not be surprised if they eventually put him in the Grand Prix.
I think it'd be criminal if they don't add him.
Right, he's like the one. He'd be the one character. He'd be the one character they're missing from Insane, I think.
I like that.
And now, after getting his driver's license from a Cheerio box, here's Papu Papu.
Papu much tired of watching puny slugs race so slow.
Don't.
Whoa.
Boop. Lay boom down big.
That's kind of racist.
World's best driver. Papu moves so fast, you munch tracks.
Oh, let me just pull that back.
Push it on the horn.
I love the way they handled the boss cutscenes in this game.
That is great.
Yeah, a lot of personality in them. Also, oh my gosh, that's great. It's called Team Trance because I think it has the same egg shape like design as N-Trance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who, by the way, you can only get in the pit stop.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Before we move on, there's some things I need to do. First, I forgot to put on subtitles.
Oh, I was wondering what happened with the subtitles.
And secondly, I want to make this a little more appropriate, so I'm giving Dingo Dial the entrance cart because that's what he wrote in Nitro Kart.
Alright.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Papu's Pyramid.
So yeah, now we have Papu Papu's challenge. If I'm not mistaken, Papu uses vials as his weapon for this race.
Yeah.
Part of me would have liked if they actually had like their own unique tracks against similar to Diddy Kong Racing that you race them on, but
That'd be nice, but anyway,
It is
Dingo Dial actor versus Dingo Dial actor. Go!
Well, if you're talking about like actual opinions on the actors, I do kind of prefer Tatsior's take.
Wow.
part of me just wanted it to be Goofy talking to Papu Papu.
There's still going on.
Part of me still wishes.
I mean, that would be interesting. I won't lie, but
Call back to
I
the
did it again.
original.
Yeah, you keep forgetting to do the jump, which, by the way, you can jump in this game. It's the same button as the drifting.
Yeah,
Ah, goodness.
Oh,
but don't worry, I can catch up. Honestly, this race ended up becoming far more interesting than I gave it credit for.
Jeez.
Well, of course, this is around the time where the AI starts ramping up.
Would you...
Ding dong!
Nice!
You got him.
Papu call hacks. Papu tried to call Spirit Genie to help him, and he don't help.
Now, what were you trying to say, Logan?
No, it's fine. I was gonna say, is it at all? Oh, I noticed the meter in the lower right's been changing sometimes, like with different settings, like for the drift meter.
Oh, for the drift meter, yeah. That you could they. Oh, I'm trying to say.
Oh, damn it!
I hate those piranha plants.
Papu laugh at your tragedy.
Duly noted, stage hazards exist.
Just going back to the meter, yeah, there is an option where you can change it to look like either look like it did in the original game, which is what it's at now, or the or the Nitro-Fueled one, which is the one you've been seeing beforehand.
I also noticed there was a legacy music thing.
Yeah, much like the Spyro Reignited trilogy beforehand, you can turn on the original version's music if you want.
Nice.
Which is nice and all, though I will give credit where credit is due. I think the remastered tracks are really good.
Me too.
Jeez.
Like some of them I argue I just think sound even better than the original.
All in all,
can you make it?
All in all, although I do love Sonic Team Racing's soundtrack, I think I like it more than this. But I was gonna say,
oh yeah, absolutely. There's no denying that.
All in all,
oh,
nice. All in all, from what I've been seeing, this game like pulls off like it's very smooth. I've been seeing almost no frame like drops or whatever, and it just pulls off the really nice look for a really good racing game, which I guess follows up on what we were saying that this is going to overshadow Sonic now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There was no denial about that. Even when the games were not even that close to a release, it was still kind of obvious that Crash was going to win.
Yeah.
Not himself today. Maybe Papu not eating a big breakfast.
Oh.
Wow. Papu really keeps a lot under the trunk.
Yeah.
So small. Here's key to help.
Oh, he's nice.
You left something on it, mate.
Oh, thanks. Papu really was hungry.
Darkseid much bigger problem for you. Him not as big, but him much more grumpy.
By the way, fun fact: if you decide to do a second run through of the adventure mode, you can actually race the bosses as themselves. And when racing as Papu, there's a clear size difference.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what they did there then. Alrighty, looks like we got the Ice World next.
And Papu.
Yay.
Papu will redeem himself after tragic failure.
You have a hard time staying in character, don't you?
It's funny to think about. They're fun characters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, on that note, folks, that's pretty much it for the second world. Stay tuned for the next world where we freeze our balls off with barely anything on at all. Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you then.